Hello students, this side Benika. I have come with chapter 5 of Maharashtra Board, Rural Development of Economics. Let's study. Students, whatever we eat, crop, cereal, rice, chapati, whatever we eat, it is being produced somewhere. Whatever we eat, it is produced somewhere. Where it is produced? In agriculture fields. Who produces? Farmer produces. Generally, the agriculture area is in rural area. When we go to a Nani's house, which is in rural area, what do we find? Greenery. Or some sort of agriculture activity happens in the rural area. Dairy, sericulture, horticulture. These all the activities are part of agriculture. Rural area is very important for employment generation and for food production and many other spheres of economic development. Okay, there is an urgent need for development of rural area, facility amenities providing to the rural area, electricity, water, education, other sorts of infrastructure required. Do you know why? In 2011 census, 68.8% of population were in rural area. Mahatma Gandhi ji specifically focused that real India lies in rural area. Cottage industry, small scale industry, manpower, everything is in rural area. So why shouldn't a country utilize it better, empower them and improve its economy? Okay, when we say rural development, what does that mean? Rural development. Improving the area inclusively. Improving the rural villages inclusively. Inclusively means every sphere, may it be education, may it be infrastructure, may it be social economic reasons, aspects, inclusive improvement. Secondly, rural development should be sustainable to elevate rural poverty. Got it? These are the two things which should be kept in mind while improving the rural development, inclusive and sustainability. Now, we are going to study what all spheres are in rural area that require improvement. Suppose I say agriculture should be improved in rural area. How should an agriculture be improved in rural area? By cultivating with the proper equipment, using high yield seeds. High yield seeds, suppose I am a person in rural area, I want my land to produce proper. What would I do? I would use equipments to plow, right? I would use better quality seeds. Got it? I would use sowing and cutting, harvesting equipments, fertilizers, okay, pesticides, all these things for improvement in agriculture sector. sector. All these things will be required. Proper mechanism, high yield seeds. Then for doing all this thing, agriculture activity, I require credit, transportation of the goods, raw material, seeds, equipment, fertilizers. Okay, and then once harvested, the crops are harvested, then what is to be done? They have to be transported at the right place. There should be proper godowns. They should be marketed so that they are purchased and the farmer could get a better price. That is how the agriculture sector can improve. Now, when I say improvement of rural area, development of rural area, agriculture sector improve this way. But how would industries in the rural area can improve? By bringing modernization, by giving them credit. There are industries prevailing in rural area, other cottage industries, small scale industry, handlooms, artisan, pottery which do, they exist in rural area. They need to be modernized. Technical support to be given, credit support to be given. And then is service sector. Service sector also prevail in rural area. Right? For service sector, family welfare, health welfare should be taken care of. Banking sector should be strong. Communication should be strong. Right? There is agriculture sector. There is village industry which needs to be modernized. Then there is a service sector. Service sector which includes banking, transportation, education, right? These aspects, these sectors to be improved. Then only an inclusive rural development can happen. Alright. Now, we will take one definition of World Bank which defines rural development. It is so holistic definition which I will explain by reading. After reading, okay? Rural development is a strategy designed to improve economic and social life. World Bank says rural development is a strategy which improves the economic and social life. Kids, when we talk about economic life, generally in rural area, people are very poor. They need to be given financial support. Some initiatives have to be carried out. Their economic health and social life improvement is required if we are considering talking about rural development of a specific group. In rural area, generally people are poor. So, rural poor economic and social life should be improved. Okay? Then, rural development involve extending the benefits of development to the poorest among those who seek livelihood in the rural areas. The benefits should be given to the rural poor. We generally focus on rural poor. Okay. This is what World Bank has given, that economic life and social life to be improved of rural poor. Now, the rural poor includes whom? It includes small scale farmer. Small scale farmer, the farmer who can produce only small quantity, cannot fetch more, just can earn livelihood, who's just hand to mouth. Then even tenants. Tenants are those people in the rural area who happen to work or who happen to do farming on the land of the owner. Owner charges rent from them, and the person who pays the charges, who cultivates the land of a owner by paying him rent, is a tenant. Okay, that poor tenant and landless. Everybody in rural area are not having land. There are people who are not having. Everybody in rural area are not. They are not. All are not having land. There are people who are not even having land. Okay, all are not having land. There are people in the rural. They are very poor. Neither they have land, not subsistence, livelihood. So those people are considered as a rural poor, and they have to be developed in the rural development. I told you in a census of 2011, it was seen 68.8% people in the rural area were poor. They have to be were in rural area. Amongst them, large number of people were poor. And they have to be uplifted because they contribute largely in agriculture production. We can live without clothes, we can live without brands, but we cannot live without food. Basic rice grain. Who has produced? Farmer in the rural area. Basic gram. Dal. Who has produced? Basic requirement of a human body. In the rural area it is produced, cultivated. So they have to be improved. Rural people have to be improved. They have to be developed. Now we will study after this occupations in rural area. Occupations in rural area. There are 3 occupations: industries occupation, service occupation and agriculture occupation, which I was discussing with you. Agriculture occupation. In agriculture occupation, agriculture activities and allied agriculture activities. Activities are included. First is agriculture occupation. Second is industries, which I will discuss with you. Right? In agriculture occupation, agriculture activity from sowing, from plowing to bringing the grain to the market, all is included in agriculture activity. Sowing, using fertilizer, making the land comfortable for a seed to grow, sowing the seed, water supply, irrigation, harvesting, storing to marketing. Everything is included in agriculture activity. Then, in allied activity, dairy, sericulture, horticulture, all these things which are related to agriculture, animal related or food grains related, they are allied agriculture activities. Okay, so these were the agriculture occupation. In agriculture sector, agricultural activities and allied agriculture activities are included. In village industry, what all comes in village industry? There comes cottage industry. There comes cottage industry. Cottage industry. Now, what is a cottage industry? Here, creativity is there. Tailor work. One or family people are involved in tailor work. Either a single man or a family person is involved. Creativity is there. Less number of labor and less amount of investment done on the machine. One sewing machine is only there. In tailoring, I'm taking an example of tailoring. Understand what is a cottage industry by it. What happens if I am a tailor or you go to tailor with your mother, or you must have seen tailor, what they do? Either they solely do it, or they involve their family member, or they have just one person under them or two, not more than that. Having one or two sewing machine. The tailoring in this very small scale. Nowadays you have very big tailor, you have big giants. No, I'm talking about generally from where you and me stitch clothes. Tailor. They are in cottage industry. Why? Because there is a creativity. There's a creativity in it. Number of labors are less. Investment on the machines are less. Right? Capital is small. The investment done. Only few sewing machines are there. Simple technology is used. Private sources are used. Nobody is funding, no government is funding them. Private sources are used, not on a large scale, very minimum, very small, very small scale. And what we say, there is a family business, simple production, small creativity is then one example is tailoring. Other examples, if I give you, they are pickle making, papad making, painting, pottery. The pots, the earthen pots which you see are made up by potters. They are made up by potters. So, cottage industry is a creative industry in which only very few people are there. It is very few people, and use of technology is minimum. Capital investment is minimum. Generally, family people are involved in it. This cottage industry exists generally in rural area, and they have to be uplifted. Okay. And examples are tailor, pickle makers, papad makers, Okay. Now, this is a cottage industry. Second industry which prevails in the rural area is small scale industry, which is slightly bigger than the cottage industry. More number of laborers more than the cottage industry. More number of machines are used. Right. More technical knowledge than cottage industry. Right. It is labor intensive industry. Okay. For example, if I talk about bakery, there are more people are used. Right. Few number of machines are there. Bakery. and hand is used to bake a cake, to make a biscuit. Hand usage is more than machine. Hand work, human labor work is more than a machine work in the small scale industry. Then handmade paper factory are the examples of small scale industry. The produce of small scale industry is local market. Generally in the local market the produce is sold. It is also labor intensive, that is use of labors are more than machine. Hand use, physical work is more than a machine usage. It is labor intensive. Okay, here also generally family people are involved. Like furniture making. The furniture which you see, which generally people have in their house, are made from a small scale industry. Okay, and on a very large scale furniture is made, like the biscuits of a brand which we eat, they are from the large scale industry. But what bakery does is a small scale industry example. Alright, so the small scale industry and cottage industry are the village industries, are occupations in the rural area. Then we come to service sector. In villages, there are banking industry, education industry, tourism industry, tourism services, banking services are prevailing, transportation. So, service sector is that tangibly with eyes you cannot see the service, like teaching. You can't see teaching with the eyes, but you are availing it on the spot. You can feel, you can avail it on the spot. Right? You cannot touch it, but you have to avail. If bank, you go to bank and you withdraw your money, bank does the service. You're not holding something. You get hold money, but the services are it's not in physical form. You cannot see services. You cannot touch the service, like the product, like the bowl. I can touch it. This is the product. Right? When these rice are made by a chef, that making in which his skills are involved, that is a service he is giving to me. The waiter when he brings is a service that he is giving to me. Right? So, service sector in rural area are plumber, transportation, banking system, tourism. Alright, these are the service sector. Service sector, agriculture sector, village industry sectors are the occupations in agriculture in the rural area. In the rural area are the occupations, agriculture, service and industries. Okay. So if somebody asks you what are the industries, what are the occupations, and they are not only agriculture, allied activities are also there. Service sector is also there and industries are also there. After that, we are going to study now. After that, we are going to study why we require rural development. I told you in the Sensex. Of 2000, in the 2011, 68.8% population was in rural area. Of 2011, 68.8% population was in from rural area. Now, don't you think this population is a large amount that need to be improved? that need to be given push for economic development. We do have to give. Why do we require economic development? Why we focus on economic development? Have you been to rural areas? What do you find? As compared to cities, roads are different. They require to be improved. Right? Education system. Education. Education of a woman is less. Less people are educated in rural area than in cities. Life. Quality of life is less in rural area. Right? Health hygiene is less in rural area. So when a initiative done by the government and personally by we people, public health and sanitation improves, literary rate improves, empowerment of women improves. As you know, in rural area there is a gender disparity. Partiality to a man is given more. Perception is that a man will only earn bread, not a woman. Right? Land reforms. With the rural development, many of the land reforms have come. People have become more aware about their laws and regulations, rules and regulation, law and order. Infrastructure, school, colleges, health offices, banking sector, hospitals have been open. Right? Poverty have been declined. Now we'll study all these points one by one. First is public health and sanitation. Generally, most of the rural development require or significance of rural development. Generally, every disease is due to lack of hygiene. In the past years, government took an initiative of Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, in which many of the rural houses were given financial assistance and other kinds of support to construct toilet in their house. It's really very, very surprising for people in cities that there are people who live without toilets. They go in open. Rural development helps to improve sanitation, hygiene, decrease diseases. Now, clean water facilities are available in areas. There are pipes. Otherwise, women had to pick water containers, pots, and carry 2-3 kilometers to get fetch water to their houses. The livelihood in rural area was very tough because of in search of clean water. Wells used to be few in number. Only rich people or people of dominant nature could only show their superiority. Due to these things, only rural development was a main thing required in the society. Now, clean waters is available. Many villages are now getting water by the pipes, and taps are fixed in their household, in the vicinity. Quality of life has improved. Health facilities are available. Right? Now, public health and sanitation is one of the point. Public health and sanitation. Okay. Second is literary rate in rural area. Rural literacy and urban literacy has a wide gap. School, colleges are available in the cities at every corner. Just going to another colony, there will be a school. Within the area, there will be many schools. But in rural area, things are not like that. Government has opened schools. Even now, private people have started opening schools. There has been a rule made that within this much area, there must be one government school, due to which girls and boys were able to go to school and get education. Right? So, as you know that till 14 years, every child must go to school. It is a rule by the government in the national education policy. Now, literary rate increased by rural development, empowerment of women. Now, see what happens. How can a woman be empowered? Just ask. When a woman will be educated, she will be knowing the rules and regulation of her rights of a human being. When she will be given employment, when she can employ, then she is smart enough to lead her life confidently. Now, when rural development is done, industries are given boost, employment is generated. Not only men, even women are required in the industries. When I was explaining you occupations of village, I explained village industries, cottage and small scale industries. If they are being boosted, they are given funds, they are given some technical support, even women will be required, and they are required. Pickle making by women, papad making by women. Right, nowadays online selling of handloom is done. When an online selling of handloom is done, person who's making at the back is woman, or person who's selling is a woman, then ultimately the employment to a woman given empowers the woman. Right? So, by rural development, people have become aware about gender equality also. When there is a gender equality, there will be ultimately empowerment of a woman. When men and boy will be treated equally, there shouldn't be any partiality to a woman as compared to man. Then ultimately empowerment will be done. Woman is not a weaker person. When she can give birth with such a pain, when she can leave her house and stay in others' house permanently, to which place she is so alien to, new to, she must be very powerful than any other creature. There should be equal importance to be given to man as well as woman. Hand in hand, both should work in society as well as in house. Okay, then fourth point, empowerment, enforcement of law and order. Fourth point is enforcement of law and order. Now, safeguarding the rights of rural poor. When a rural development is done, the rural poor, who's very weaker section of the society, his right to take ration, his right to live freely, his rights, basic rights, he should be aware and it should be guarded. when rural development is done, people get aware about their rights. The weaker section get aware about their rights, and hence they can fight for their rights too. The underprivileged group should know how to use their laws and order for them. All the rights and rules and regulations are made for whom? Rural, poor, unprivileged people, disadvantaged people in the rural area. When rural development is done, there is laws and rules and regulations are made, and when they are made, they are enforced in the favor of whom? Underprivileged. Right? Land reforms. Now, you must have heard and you must have watched in the movies, because of land, there happens to be some bloodshed happen. Bloodshed fights happen, quarrels happen. Right? So there have been proper land reforms where there must be some ceiling, some restrictions, some limit on holding of a land. Equal right distribution of a land. Disputes regarding land to be adhered. So all these things come in rural development when land related disputes and conflicts are listened, heard and solved. Then definitely people will live a social life, mental life better. In World Bank it was the point, economic life and social life development is part of rural development of a rural poor. How would a person be socially calm only when disputes in home will be adhered, will be listened and a resolution will be done. So land reforms have been made, right? Restrictions of renting, protection of tenancy rights, all these rights. Protection of tenancy rights. Now tenants cannot be asked to go. No, there are protection to the tenants' rights also. If owner keeps tenants and asks him to cultivate, allows him to cultivate, but that's not once the harvest time has come and the owner says, go, no, now it is my land. Now whose output is it? The one who has done the labor. So there are rights, there are protection given to the tenants also, right? After that, in rural development, the sixth point is infrastructure development. Infrastructure development. When I happened to go to my village, there used to be many jerks on the roadside. Everybody used to say the roads are not proper. Roads connect rural area with the cities. When there is a connection, there will be communication, there will be transport, there will be goods transferring, there will be human beings transferring, and hence there will be trade, occupation generation, improvement in the life. So infrastructure is very important. In infrastructure, even hospital making, health facility giving also comes. Health facility, roads making, irrigation facility, generation of electricity. Do you know, kids, that there are still villages which are without electricity? Of late, only many villages have got electricity. Where you and me are living in ACs, people are without electricity. Imagine. They have never pressed the button. Imagine what is the condition of a rural poor in the places. So they have to be connected with the life, with the quality of life. They have to be given the flavor of quality of life. Then only India will improve. How come in a house, if there are 5 kids, 3 are flourishing and 2 are poor, how does it look to a mother? Same happens with the Indian mother of India. Every sphere should flourish. Where Indian population, 68% population, 0.8 population, 68.8 population is a rural area, definitely reforms are required. So, electricity generation, irrigation, agriculture impetus, all these things should be given in the infrastructure. Availability of credit. When I was explaining agriculture occupation, agriculture sector, suppose you want to produce rice. You want to produce rice. So you would be required to have a land. In case you have land, what would you do for producing rice? You would make the land fertile. For fertility of the land, you need plot or a tractor if you have that kind of money with you and have a large scale of land. If you're a small farmer, you would like a plow. To purchase plow, to irrigate the field, to make it nourished, fertilizers, to sow the seeds, high yield seeds. You require what? You require money. You require money. You'll want a rural poor or a farmer would go, if generally in rural area, people have land but they do not have liquid money. Liquid money means cash. They will go to the institutions like banking or microfinance institution or other institution or money lender, private money lenders asking for money. And they will give it on loan. They will borrow on it and later they will pay interest as well as a principal amount. They will pay off the loan after a duration of time. So, credit giving by the government should be very legalized so that the borrower's interest should be taken care of. Right? Availability of credit should be proper. Many cooperative societies have been opened. Many rural bankings have been opened for the same, for providing banking services, deposit, credit, and the like. Then, rural development eradicates poverty. Financial assistance and knowledge is given to the rural people, right, to open new factory, to open small scale industry, they are educated by the government. There are many department, agricultural department, they go house to house, they assemble people and they educate about doing proper way, healthy way, modern way cultivation. So credit giving, so when they know how to cultivate properly, they know how to produce with their hand properly and where to send. See, producing and keeping at home will make no sense until it is made marketable. Until it is sold. Suppose I make this pen. If it is in my house, will it be of any use? If I have knowledge and I sleep and I do not render to you, will it be of any use? No. Until I make it commercialized, my services, my production, then only it may be you or me, then only it will be of any use. Right? So, when these efforts are done, it creates employment. When employment is created, people earn liquid money and hence they are able to purchase things. And when they are able to purchase, the quality of life improves. Eradication of poverty. Okay, it is also done by the rural development. So, first point in significance of rural development was public health and sanitation. Second, first improvement in literacy rate. Third was employment. Third point was empowerment, which is very important. Empowering, educating a woman, you educate whole family. Like it transforms from generation to generation. What your mother cooks, your sister knows. Your father is dependent upon the taste what she cooks. Why? The knowledge, the skill she has, she imparts and other enjoys. If a woman is educated, she educates the whole family. So empowerment of women, enforcement of law and order, land reforms, infrastructural development, availability of credit, and eighth is eradication of poverty. Right? These are the significance of rural development. Significance of rural development. Got it? Significance of rural development. There are 8 points. Significance of rural development. Got it? There are 8 points. If somebody asks you what is the significance, you have to write these 8 points with the examples which I have given. And if somebody says why rural development is required, then also you have to write these points. So next I will continue with another video.